This call is being recorded.
Now, as you're aware of all of your chakra centers and all are functioning and in alignment, and that you are becoming more and more accustomed to these chakra centers, that they are real. They are not just a figment of your imagination. They are energy centers, wheels of energy, wheels of force that operate within you and are working together with your glandular functions within your body, making everything operate in cohesion with each of the other chakra centers and all of your bodily functions. But moving beyond that now, become aware of your sixth chakra, the one in the middle of your forehead, the third eye center, and find your consciousness there within it. It always helps to align or to energetically connect your heart center or your high heart center with your third eye, with that sixth chakra, and energetically connect them and create a vortex of energy there within your mind. Visualize it. And your consciousness being pulled into that vortex of energy so that you are now out in your forehead, looking out through that doorway or that eye in the middle of your forehead, and that as a doorway into the astral world. And let yourself move out now through that doorway into the astral realm, knowing that you are completely protected by your tube of light, by the violet flame, by my blue sword, flaming blue sword. Now I would like you to, for a moment, just imagine. Let yourself go a little bit here and imagine that you are in bed. You're waking up one morning. As you're waking that morning, you feel something different. Something is amiss. Something is different than what normally is. You have your normal routine, but this one morning, there is something, not that it is not right, but it is just different. You feel a sense of expectation, possibly like you've never felt before. And everything is silent. Notice how silent. No birds are singing. There's no sounds whatsoever. And you get up from your bed, and you begin your daily routine, whatever that might be. But as you're going through your routine, again, you realize that something is amiss. Something is not quite the way it's always been. You can't quite put your finger on it. Then you let it go again for a little bit. You keep going. And all of a sudden, you get this heightened sense of expectation come over you, as if it came out of nowhere. You know how those times when you feel a sense of bliss come over you and you wonder where that came from? Why all of a sudden are you feeling so joyful? Or the opposite even. Why all of a sudden are you feeling so sad and down? This time it's joy, and it's a heightened sense of joy, matching or beginning to match those times when you felt a sense of bliss come over you, where you felt one with the world, you felt one with God and the universe in that moment. And in this moment now, you begin to feel that again. This time, It is heightened beyond any of the times you felt before. Whenever you feel you've walked within the fifth dimension, many of you are beginning to speak about that now, that you are beginning to find your steps there in that fifth dimension or high fourth dimension, leaving the third dimension behind. You are beginning to feel that more and more. And this one moment, feel it, experience it. As you're walking now in the fifth dimension, all of a sudden, it's like the world has just fallen away from you. That is the feeling that you have now. Like everything has just fallen away. You are now floating on the clouds, not literally, but figuratively. Floating on the clouds, floating in bliss, floating in joy, in oneness. Everything is right now. And in this moment also, whatever you might have been concerned about, worried about, anything is gone. You're not even thinking about any of your family, your loved ones. Right now, it is just in the moment. Right now, it is just you. And only you. You're not being selfish. You're just being you. You're being the God source within you in this very moment. Feel it now. Feel that expression. Feel that wave of energy now come over you. That wave of love, of consciousness. Just fill your body. And again, as if you were walking on the clouds. And everything is right in your world now. You know also in this moment, everything will be right from now on in your world. For duality is being left behind more and more now. Experience it now. Take a moment to feel it, experience it. And if you wish, look around in this moment and see the world with your new eyes. How it will change, or how it changes in this moment. I will not color this for you any more than I already have. Just see the world through your new eyes, through your fifth dimensional eyes. All of your senses in that fifth dimension. Feel yourself vibrating at the highest level that you've ever felt before. Now allow yourselves to begin to drift back, even though you want to stay in that higher vibration now. It's time to come back to your physical body. Know that any time you want to, you can reestablish the same vibration that you felt. You can be there again, anytime. It doesn't need to be in your dream state. It can be in your waking conscious state, anytime you want. Come back now into your bodies, into a complete state of consciousness and circulation, fully revitalized and refreshed. And I am Archangel Michael. It has been a little bit of time since I have come through this one to speak with you, but it is an opportunity that I always relish, that I can be amongst my brothers and sisters, be here with you in this fashion, to be able to share messages, yes, but to share the truth that is all around you, but yet in many ways eludes many of you. You spoke earlier in your discussion about the game and how you have been playing this game. And you have been playing the game for many thousands of years, many incarnations. You have been playing this game that you created. You, as the collective you, created the game because it was necessary to find the difference, to find the separation from the God source so that you could fully understand the connection with the God source. And that is what this game has been all about. But the game, my friends, as you have developed this game, is coming to an end. You have played it long enough. And your question earlier, why do I keep playing the game? You keep playing it because you don't know anything else but to play the game. But many of you have now realized that truly the only way to win the game is to not play it at all. And that is what you are starting to come to an understanding of. Why continue to play the game when you don't have to? Yes, there are those programmings that you need to continue to operate through. Paying your taxes, going to work, earning money, all of these things that are part of the programming within the establishment of this game. But within your thinking processes, within your imagination processes, you can begin to pull away from the game more and more. You can be able to think, I do not need to play this game anymore. Enough is enough. And I am not going to play. And every time you say that within yourself, you separate yourself more and more from the game and from that 3D illusion. We know that some of you do not like the term illusion, but isn't it an illusion in itself? Aren't you finding yourself within that illusion, within that make-believe environment that you have created here? It is only an illusion if you believe it is an illusion. If you believe it's reality, then it is also that as well. It is whatever you believe it is. And if you believe the game is over and you can stop playing it, then all of you as a collective, what if you all stopped playing tomorrow? What if you all said, enough is enough, I'm not playing this game anymore? And all of you, all of the light worker community across the planet, you would create a revolution and an evolution in those moments which would change everything. But You are unable to do that as a collective because they cannot come together as a collective. Yes, you have your internet. This is wonderful for bringing the collective more and more together. But yet, you cannot reach out to all of your brothers and sisters and say, let's stop playing this game. So, what can you do? You can, within yourself, each and every morning when you awaken, say, this day I will not play the game. I will do everything I can to stop playing the game. I will do everything I can to stop the programming, to end it, to raise my vibrations into the higher fourth dimension and even into the fifth dimension. I will find joy in every moment that I am in. And in that respect, if you can do that, if you can be in the now moment and find the joy within that moment, my friends, you have stopped playing the game for that moment. And every single moment that you continue to do that, you are no longer playing the game. You are no longer in the third dimensional illusion. You are now operating in the higher vibrations of the fourth and fifth dimension and staying there longer and longer. So you see, it is all within your own power within you to do this. Yes, you probably do need to still continue to pay those taxes for now. You do need to stay within the financial system that you are in for now. You have to somewhat play the game along the way. But every time you do as I am suggesting and find yourself in the very moment, and in that moment find the joy, then you are helping not only yourself, but all of the collective to exit the matrix for good. Many of you exit the matrix for a time and then you come back. And you exit it and you come back. Just as Neo and the others in the movie The Matrix exited the matrix and then went back into it. Exited the matrix and went back into it. And eventually they were able to leave it for good. That was the ascension. When he was able to raise his hand and stop the bullets, stop the resistance, he was able to go with it. He was in that ascension process. That is akin to your own ascension process now. Everything that you continue to do from here on in, do it with love. Do it with light. Do it in joy. In the moment. And before not too long, you will find that you are no longer having to continue to play the game. That the game is indeed over. And a new game that you are beginning yourselves as a collective is starting. And guess who is creating the rules for this new game? You are. All of my peace and love be with all of you. Continue to use all of the tools that are available to you. Whether it is Saint Germain's violet flame or my blue flame of truth or crystals or whatever it might be, tube of light, whatever works for you, continue to utilize those tools to continue to raise your vibrations in every moment. Peace and love be with all of you. I am Aramda. I have not been coming through to this group for a bit of time here, but the moments arise once again where everything that is happening in your world is happening for a reason. And all of our chips that are out here, everything that we are doing for a reason. We are doing it to help the process along, your ascension process. Everything is about your moving forward. You as a collective, as the earth, as Gaia, but not only the earth, but your entire solar system, an entire galaxy is moving forward. Just as the entire galaxy is moving into other areas of the universe, constantly moving ahead. Just as that is happening, you are moving ahead. All is a process of an energy and a rest. An energy and a rest. You have rested long enough. The universe has rested long enough. You are coming now into that point of energy where the galactic central sun is building up its energy to be able to release that energy through your solar sun to come down to the earth, to surround or envelop the entire solar system with this new higher energy, this new higher vibratory energy. You are all in this process now. You have heard from Kara, you have heard from Ashtar and many others that we in our ships are continuing to move forward with the various programs and projects that we have been working through. And we're coming near to the end of those programs and projects. Has been one right after another. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, D, and so on. But we are coming to the point where the programs and projects will be coming to an end. They will end with your ascension. The ascension of the earth, who has already done so with Gaia, but the ascension of all the people on the planet as well. And with that ascension, the solar system ascends. And with the solar system ascending, the galaxy ascends, and so on. This is how it all works together. This is how you are all one together, connected with everyone and everything, all of life within the entire galaxy. And yes, even within the entire universe is all ascending with this process. So it is far beyond your wildest imagination of how much you, each and every one of you, relate to this entire process. Where truly all is one, and one is the all. I am Aramda, and I leave you now to continue to ask you, each and every one of you, to continue to hold the intention within you, the intention that very soon we will be meeting with each other. First, of course, within your dreams, within your meditation states, which has already been happening. But it will not be that long before you will be looking up into the skies more and more and seeing our ships. Not only you, those of you, the light worker community, but many others will also be doing so as well. Because disclosure at the highest level cannot be held off much longer. And it is part of the projects and the programs that we have been working on to bring this to you. Peace and love be with all of you. I am Aramda. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om. Greetings to you. One who serves here, Shoshana standing by. Before we go on to question, we just wish to add to Archangel Michael's messages speaking about the game. And aren't you all, this is a question for all of you now. Aren't you all ready to stop playing this game? Aren't you ready to let go and move on? Are you? That's your question. Are you ready? Hello out there. Unmute your phones now.
Yes, you're ready.
Hell yes, we're ready. Hell yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The reason we ask that is because as you say yes to that, even if you did not answer in the affirmative out loud, you answered within yourself. And in that answering of yes, you created an intention. And that intention will now move you forward into exactly that, to be able to stop playing the game more and more and more, to be able to exit the matrix more and more and stay out of the matrix more and more. And as Archangel Michael said, yes, you do need to continue to play it somewhat here. You need to continue your lives and your lives with your families. But the more that your intention creates your leaving the game, you and the collective you will more and more leave the game as well. That is how it is played. It is played mostly by not playing. Do you have questions now for One Who Serves and Shoshana?
Yes, One Who Serves. This is Lisa.
Yes.
Okay, so part of this experience of releasing this third dimensional reality, it kind of is feeling like, to me, in my experience of that, is that the ego mind of the Lisa aspect, it seems to me that as I release from 3D, I'm releasing the ego mind, which is the Lisa. It almost feels like that Lisa is dissolving away, and I have integrated my soul essence into the body, and that's kind of becoming more and more what's controlling or what's moving me through this experience on the physical plane. But my question is Lisa going to disappear completely? I have heard from maybe you and other ascended masters that in the fifth dimension, the ego mind no longer exists, or is it just that it takes a back seat? Will Lisa still exist as an aspect of the expanded self, the unity self? That's the question.
You just answered your question. yes, Lisa, or the lower you, as you're saying, it will continue to exist within the higher you. You can look at it as the lower ego and the higher ego, if you wish. The ego does not disappear. It continues on with you. But the lower ego is overcome, if you will, by the higher ego in terms of the higher self within you. Lisa will continue on forever. There is never a losing of Lisa. Lisa becomes part of the whole within the whole, you see? So do not be concerned that you will lose yourself. Many people across the planet feel that when they go through the death process that they will cease to exist. And there is nothing further from the truth than that. For in reality, you find your existence even more than what it was before that, because you become part of the whole expression that you are. So Lisa will continue. Each and every one of you will continue. When you go through the ascension process and you fully ascend, you ascend into your higher self and you become the fullness of your higher self. Not that you were ever not, but within your mind, within the lower ego self, you were not a part of the higher self. You were separate from it. Never has that been the case, though. And you are only finding that as you move through the ascension, you are finding the connection once again of your higher self, and that higher self and you are one. Lower Lisa and higher Lisa are one. Okay, Shoshana?
This is a difficult and complex question. Can we share our perspective on this with you, dear sister?
Yes, please.
What we can offer is may be difficult to comprehend with the conscious mind that we have in this moment. What we would tell you is that all dimensions merge into the now moment. There is no distinction in the now moment of third, fourth, fifth, first, second, 12th, 90th, whatever you perceive as dimensions. In the now moment, there is complete surrender and complete neutrality to who we are. There is no question or chaos or misunderstanding of who we are when we are in the now. It is simply being the being that we are. I understand that this is a complex thought for a human. However, for all humans, however, if we can understand that simply existing in the moment, it is the most freeing idea to all beings. We hope that that makes sense to you. Namaste.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, One Who Serves, and thank you, Shoshana. That really helps me a lot. Blessings and peace be with you.
Namaste.
Very good. And we think that that question also helped many others as well. Not only those that are on this phone call, but many who will read this in the times ahead, in terms of the thousands or even millions that will come across these sayings here, these messages. Do we have other questions here?
Yes, One Who Serves, this is Melinda.
Yes.
Um, it seems like there's hardly a week that goes by when we don't talk about the movie The Matrix. So just a couple of days ago, there was an article that listed some quotes by the actor Keanu Reeves, who is the lead character in that movie. And I guess I had never really known too much about him, but I was just really impressed after I read the quotes, and I said to myself, that guy really has it together. He has his head on straight. And then the next thought in my head was his name. And in the Anunnaki language, please correct me if I'm wrong, but Ki, although it's usually spelled Ki, means earth. And then he has the name Anu, which is, for those who don't know, Anu is the leader of the Anunnaki. So I look at the name and I go, Earth Anu. And so my question is the actor Keanu Reeves some sort of an earthly embodiment of Anu?
Not quite as you are saying it, but he is certainly a light warrior that is in the forefront in many respects to bring about the changes that are necessary to help more and more people to exactly that from the movie, and that's to exit the matrix, to exit the third dimensional illusion, to rise up in vibrations. And yes, it is true that many times this movie is recommended or is something is said about the movie. Largely it is because we are coming through this one James and he has this affinity with this movie, but it is much more than that because of what this particular movie represents and how we as the Great White Brotherhood commissioned this movie to come into existence. In other words, bringing the ideas to those who wrote the script for the movie. And so it is very important. As to directly your question about the Ki Anu, there is a connection, but not quite as you are saying. He is not the embodiment of Anu here, as you are wondering. But there is a long-standing connection, we will say here, an energetic connection with this whole influence coming from that level. But we cannot go into anything further on this because this one is not here to experience this with you. Okay? Cannot speak about another if that one is not here.
I see. Okay, I understand what you're saying. I kind of I understand anyway. I understand kind of what you're not saying, and so I'll just leave it between us and me. But okay, but am I right? The Ki does mean Earth, right?
There is a connection there as well. Yes. Shoshana, do you have anything you wish to share?
We can share on this if you wish, dear sister. May we share?
Yes, please.
The one that you speak of chose that name because of the vibration that it offers, because of the lineage it offers. The one you speak of, as the one who serves has indicated, is a light soldier, a light warrior. He could not possibly have portrayed the one in the sector of entertainment that offered this idea to all of humanity if he was not part of a lineage. We must also comment on this, that those gods and goddesses that are known by you and by others as the Anunnaki have intertwined their DNA with humans. And there are many of you that walk the earth today that have this DNA in their lineage, and they can remember experiences that they had on this planet that is part of the experience of those that you call the Anunnaki. The one that you refer to as Keanu is part of that lineage. Namaste.
Very good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. That's great information.
Do we have further questions here? We need to ask those of you to mute your phones if you are not asking direct question here. Is there anyone else with question, or do we release channel now?
Yes, one who serves. This is Lorelei. I have a question about a dream because you guys had told me last time that I should try to figure out the meaning of some of these experiences that I'm having, and sometimes I'm a little confused on what the meaning might be. So just to cut it real short, last night in my dream, my daughter was in my dream, and she was quite young, and I was kind of a little worried about if she would keep herself safe, and I was telling her, she couldn't. She needed to be careful, trusting strangers. And so I kind of think that part of the dream is just my realistic worry about my daughter being sort of an innocent soul, if you will. And then the dream went on where my father, who's in the great beyond, came to solve the problems we had here, or to help out with them. He came to help out. He sent down a bunch of snakes to gobble up whatever was, a problem. And they had these big fat bellies, these snakes. But I was concerned because now I had all these snakes all over the place. And my father's kind of, easygoing guy. He wasn't at all worried about having all these snakes all over the place. So, I'm trying to make out that one, because if snakes are part of the ascension, then I should have been happy to have the snakes here. So I don't quite understand what this is, because I know snakes can indicate the ascension, but I wasn't real happy having all the snakes around. So can you give me any?
Yes, we can assist with this, but we will give you a different perspective than maybe you have already had here. Your daughter in this was not your daughter directly. It was part of you. It was the child, we might say, within you, another part of yourself, that innocent part of yourself. And the father was not your father as you know it, but your higher self, the father within you, you see. And the snakes were representing wisdom, and the wisdom to move forward now, the wisdom to move on, you see. And it also can be akin to the Kundalini energy as well, that is in the process of rising during your ascension here. Okay? Shoshana, do you have anything to add to this?
Well, yes, we can share if you wish us to share. Do you wish us to share?
Yes, of course, yes.
All that has been given by, all that has been given by, we are taking pause to attempt to add to this in a meaningful way. All that has been given by one who serves is so completely accurate. As we were listening to your recount of your dream, we could understand and feel completely the parts of the dream were parts of you. And when you admonish your daughter to be careful, to be safe, or you have the feeling that you must protect her, this is your message to yourself, that you are still playing the program of not quite trusting those around you. And you are still in that position, and we do not judge you or blame you in any way for this, but that is your position still on this planet, to keep one eye open while you dream. So that is how we see you. And
wow.
and we know that you know this. And the second thing is, as one who serves has indicated, that the Father within that has sent out these snakes to protect those that need to be protected is still part of that one program. We must ask that someone mute their phones. That this is still part of the program of trusting, you see. And once these snakes were released to protect those that are innocent, they stayed around because there is still part of the program that is fearful and mistrusting and not certain that all is well, you see. So they stuck around. So we would say that this is a very important dream to examine your ideas of what you can trust and what you cannot trust. And it is about your faith that all is well and all is progressing as it should. No matter who the being is that you are concerned about, all is progressing, all is well, all is purposeful. Namaste.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Can I just ask one more quick question then? Because that's bringing up a question. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Because I have been, before I go to bed, talk about protections, saying I really do not want to visit from such and such types of energy or such and such person in my dreams, okay? And I have a feeling that those are sometimes, I guess they're not always, but I always have a feeling that those are people visiting me in my dreams, or at least some of the times. So I don't want those energies in my dreams. Is that not a good practice to actually sort of dictate not to have those energies in my dreams now? Because,
Can we share
Yes.
first? May we share first?
Yes.
Dear sister, this is a tricky universe. When we say we do not want, it is exactly what we get.
Yep.
So we must not say we do not want something, because we will get what we do not want. It is tricky. So we must tell you that to suggest to yourself that you do not want something, you will create the very thing that you do not want, number one. Number two, you may suggest that you have something in the affirmative. Do you see? So the energies that you wish to have in your dreams are high vibrations, higher energies, perfection, fifth dimensional dreams, whatever you would like to suggest to your unconscious mind before you take a rest, before you sleep, must be in the affirmative. It cannot be in the negative. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. I was more putting it around like a protection. I probably didn't word it real well, but even at that, it definitely wasn't in the affirmative. So I got that, definitely.
Yes, that is important. And you are, it is important to protect yourself. However, it is not about invoking protection. It is knowing protection. Namaste.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes.
Very good. Are there any other questions here? Anything further? Then if there is nothing further, we are ready to release channel. Do you have anything you wish to share, Shoshana?
We wish to share something very important here. Those that do not wish to share, it is okay. However, there are so many things that enlighten others, that help others to understand their own lives when we share. When we are courageous and brave and put ourselves on the line and share our experiences or our understandings, there is a spreading of light in that process. The light spreads, and those that you are connected to, the connection is strengthened. So you see, it is important to share your hearts and your minds in this process so that others can be strengthened by that. Namaste.
Yes, and we just add on top of that, whenever you have a question and you do not answer it, someone else may have the exact same question and also is not receiving an answer. You only receive an answer when you ask a question. Doesn't only have to be in this environment, but whenever you have a question, if you do not ask your higher self, then you do not receive the answer. So ask and ye shall receive. That is how it works. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
Shanti.